All right, we are live. Welcome back to live Willowbrook Live. All right, this is Willowbrook Homestead, brought to you in the basement because it's 7 o'clock. So yeah, I'm in the basement, and it just made better sense because uh all the children are gonna be getting ready for bed here soon, and then they're gonna be running around being crazy, and so I couldn't do it outside because I didn't have good lighting, and so took it to the basement. And I get to see my beautiful starts that I started that I need to put in the ground here soon because they're definitely ready. So yes, I'm just gonna start off by just updating everybody about what's been going on since the last live. I have put a couple videos out, of course, so that's cool. You saw my deer hunting video, so I did get another deer. That's nice, and some more meat. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna can this one, not the whole thing, but I'm gonna attempt to make some like deer stew and can it so that we can have some ready-made meals just for so we have softball and things going on. So it's nice to have some meals in the prepared for us and going. So that's good. And did also I did can my first pork broth. So how many am I allowed to take in a season, Herbert? We can get more tags. So they did a tag system here in South Carolina, started a couple years ago, and so we can get like 2 bucks and 3 doe, so five, I believe. But you can order, you can request more. But the for like the bucks, they have to have like the horn. It has a horn, so like you can shoot a little spike and you use a buck tag. Um, but then whenever you more, then they have like a requirement of being like outside of the ears, 6 points, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's still six is good for us. Usually, what I get 5 6 in a season, anyways, most times. So that's a good amount of meat. It's definitely depending on the size they are too. So, but yeah, like I said, I made some pork broth. Went over to Roots of Refuge for a little thing, and came back home with some bones and made some pork broth. I'm being texted to. Hold on. Yeah. That was Chassie said that the I'm lagging a little bit. So like I said, I am downstairs. Maybe it's just not the best. So bear with me. Hopefully it'll clear up and stuff. And I just could be live in general. Nothing goes perfect. So like I said, just bear with me. Do the best we can. So the top, like that was just the update. It did did some pork broth. Got that can. Good day. Um, and then I got another deer. So that's the little update. Now on to like the topic, which is like what does homesteading mean to me, and like breaking out of the box, like the homesteading. Like if you're a homesteader, you're this, because honestly, to me that makes no sense. If you're providing for your family and doing things, then I think like you can be considered a homesteader no matter like what you're doing. So I bring this up and I talk about this because uh, I hunt and I want to show my hunts, and I know we talked about that. And some people would just think that that's not a part of homesteading, and to me, it is, because you're still going out and putting in the effort to put meat on your table. You're not going to the grocery store. You're wanting better quality meat. I know there's also controversy too with deer, like where they are, if they're around like GMO crops and things like that. So but it's still better in a sense to me that than some of the stuff that you can get in the store. You're providing. You're going out. You're being a hunter gatherer, and you're providing. Same way with fishing. You're anytime that you go out and you're going and gathering meat or vegetables or eh, like okay, so if you're foraging, you go into the woods and you're foraging for mushrooms and whatnot. I mean, are you considered a homesteader? I mean, I think so. So like, I just don't like when like titles can be funny. Like having a title for something can just like really deter people away from it. So like when I like right now, it's you're going into like a slow season for gardening and homesteading in sorts. But now is the time that like it's hunting season. So we're in the woods, we're going hunting, we're getting meat and things like that. So it's still we're still providing, going out chopping wood and warming the house. I think anytime that you're providing for your family, um, in that sort of way where you are doing the work, it's you. It's not just like you're going to the store. Now I know also in that same thing, um, if you're going to the store because that's all you're able to do, like you don't have the opportunity to hunt or you don't have the opportunity to grow your own food and things like that, and you're going to the store and you're getting what you can organic and whatnot, and you're preserving it, then heck yeah, you're still a homesteader. Anytime that you're like learning the old ways of like preserving and canning and providing, then you're a homesteader. you know so I just don't like, I don't want to be in a box where it's like, oh, you're hunting. Like I don't want to. Like, your hunting videos shouldn't be on your channel. Your fishing videos shouldn't be on your channel. Like don't do those catch, clean, cooks and stuff like that. Like stick to homesteading. Well, that is homesteading to me, and that's what my channel is going to be about. Is our journey, and so yeah, life's abundant journey. You've never hunted? Yeah, it's. I mean, it like I said, like it can be difficult for some people not to be able to do the stuff, and you can, I mean, talk to people, so I guarantee somebody will take you. Yeah, so that, like, but also homesteading, this is water, it's not moonshine. Although I think moonshine might make it a little bit more interesting just to see. You never know. We can bring that in to a later one. But yeah, too, I think one of the other things too is I think a lot of people feel like the homesteading part is like a woman's thing. Like I know there's a lot of women homesteaders, and they're awesome because you get great information. But like I want to start seeing like the chicken daddy shirts, and like more like manly shirts. I'm wearing the Roots and Refuge shirt right now, and but still, I mean, I've got to just design my own stuff. Get some more like more dude things going out there. I got some great ideas, but we gotta run them by the wife first so that you know I don't put anything stupid out there. um, but I mean, if you're in here and you want, like, what does homesteading mean to you? Like, put some comments down there and like let's talk about it, because like what other stuff? Because I'm still learning and I'm trying my best to show like our journey and what we've got. Like, what are what are some of the things that's like you're doing that you want to see more of? That you It's like, honestly, it's kind of hard to find some like venison stuff on YouTube and on the web. Like not necessarily searching like recipes, but just like preserving and using and things like that. So it's, I mean, I want to bring more into it, but of course I want to also put stuff out there that the content that people are going to watch. I know like my personality really is what like drives a good little bit of why people come on here and things. So but also if I'm canning venison, which is very close to meat, so like if I make venison stew, it's no different than if I'm a can of beef stew. And so I want to touch on that in my videos so that like both audiences can use it. That even though it's venison, it's still red meat. It's still done pretty similar, the way it is. So, and then like cooking back straps, it's very, all that all the cuts and stuff are still very similar to your beef. So I don't think that it being deer or something like that makes it that big of a difference. Ah, yeah, this is I didn't like, I don't know. I still get like the live nervousness. Like I feel like I don't know. I need y'all to talk to me so I can talk back. Yeah, Debbie says she agrees that labels can be divisive, 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 like cause division. That makes more like that's just yeah. And anyone doing anything to care for at home is homesteading. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And really, um, yeah, God, this was not. I did not plan this out right. But I think it's weird being in the basement. It's so quiet down here. I think that's one of the biggest things. I like to kind of have a little bit of stuff going on around me when I'm doing things. So yeah, talk to me. Ask me a question. Ask me like, um, life's abundant journey. Abundant journey wants to know: does your wife have interest in the YouTube stuff, or is it really your passion project? She does not really like to be on camera. I try to get her to be on it, and then she thinks that she has to. My wife is absolutely beautiful without makeup and with makeup. She's just beautiful, but she doesn't believe me when I say it. So she doesn't want to be on camera. So it is the YouTube part is mine. Is like that's my passion. The like the homesteading stuff. It's both of ours. She loves baking bread and cooking and stuff like that. And whenever she's working during her work season, it she gets she gets mad because she's not able to do sourdoughs and cook like she wants to and stuff. But now there's kind of it's definitely slowed down. She's able to do some more cooking. She cooked some bread the other day, and it was delicious. Still, they make some sandwiches out of it, and I think she's got some sourdough started. Hello, Michael from Charlotte. We travel up there often. My wife does too, and we got some friends that live up that way. Nice, nice area in the Matthews area. But yeah, I had a thought, and it just completely left my head. Chastity Bickley wants to know what are our future animals for the farm to put in the freezer. Well, you told me I couldn't get any more right now. But I went over to Roots and Refuge today, and I cut a grass out there. So I was finishing up cutting grass for the season out there, and Jess asked me, she was like, "Am I going to put any more pigs in our freezer?" And they recently had piglets, and I was like, "Yeah, I want one of yours." So hopefully we'll be able to get one of theirs and then raise it out and put it in the freezer and stuff. But definitely we'll do some more meat birds because we did that one batch and then we had plans to do some more and we just kind of got backed up and with work change and things like that. So we'll do that. But no, I don't think we're gonna do any kind of like real crazy. I would like to do some turkeys and try to do a turkey for Thanksgiving like next year. But other than that, I don't think we'll. I think the I think the next thing to come will most likely be meat birds, and then another pig or two. You never know. I know. Charlie and I were going to a livestock auction tomorrow, so you just never know what we could come home with. Yeah, I just gotta make sure I have a trailer big enough to haul it. Especially since it'll just be me and Charlie. I might have the kids with me, but I might find something cool to try to bring back. You just never know. And then get in trouble. But yeah, I did talk about possibly breeding the goats and seeing like what kind of mama they are. But then when I talked to Chassie, she said like right now it's probably not the best time because we do need to extend our fence to give them some more pasture because that way the area that they are in now will have time to rest and be able to get better grass and just kind of have more room. More room is definitely better because we've got oak and honey out there. life's abundant journey. Off topic of homesteading, but I noticed your arm tattoos in a video. Is there a story that goes with them? Um, yes. So this is I'm reckon that's the only arm tattoo except for this one. But we'll go tattoos right now. So the willow, this bigger one is a willow branch, and that is how we got the name of our homestead. And there's a story that we can go in. I've been wanting to do a video about that topic for the longest time, and I kind of barely touched on it in a long while ago. And but I'll do a video, but it's very sentimental, the willow, and but then you've got the dandelion, and it's a bumblebee. I mean, who doesn't like bumblebees, right? But bumblebees are very beneficial, and so are dandelions. Dandelions are very great plants because you can eat every single part of the plant, and it's very, very good for you. So, yeah, Crystal, pretty sure my husband wouldn't want me going to an auction. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Chastity, she's trusting me and letting me go with Charlie. If you don't know the story about Charlie, uh, he can get you into some stuff. He gets himself into some stuff often, but that's how he has their cow now. And he had that's how we got our pigs. Is Charlie came over. Don't let me down. That Charlie came over and he was like, hey, they had just got pigs and he was going back to get some more, and he came over and he's like, dude, you need to come with me. I was like, okay. And then I came home with 2 pigs. So yeah. Oh, I also came home with with the ducks when I came from their house. Yeah. So there's no telling. I think I might take the camera with me. It might be some good content just to see what kind of stuff we can get into. But Herbert, no more ducks. Definitely not more ducks until I can have my own pond and the ducks can be away from the house. Then yeah, I'll get ducks again, but not anytime soon. Life's a bunch. Says I'm beginning to think that all homesteaders have flower tattoos. That is I mean, it's part of it. I I think that goes back to it just depends on what the flower is, because some flowers you can eat. Like the squash flower, you can eat that. And that's kind of a cool flower. And then the oh god, okra flowers are apparently you can eat those. They're in the hibiscus family. I didn't know that until a little while ago. A little while, I mean like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, why not? I got so many tattoo plans. It's not even funny, and they keep changing because like life changes. But I got something I'm going to stick to. I've got stories. I got a tattoo, and like I know this has nothing to do with homesteading right now, but I've got a tattoo on my leg that has this a silly background. It's literally a giraffe sitting on the toilet and reading a newspaper, and my buddy drew it for me, and then have an elephant hand on toilet paper. So that's one of my most famous ones. It's actually on the internet, and yeah, got a lot of cool stuff. And then yeah, but like I said, I'll go into I do want to do a video explaining how we came up with the name Willowbrook Homestead. Um, but it's just one of those things where I gotta talk Chastity into being on the camera with me because it's a us thing and not a me thing. But yeah, I hope you can't hear me drink the water. I hate one of the things I hate when I'm doing a video and I taste it is like hearing myself chew on the camera. And I know I'm pretty sure it gets annoying for y'all too. And so I try to get it out of there or not have it, but I can't stand that. But also, speaking of being in like you bring up a good point about all homesteaders having like flower tattoos, but that kind of I'm not gonna say that puts us into this little thing of like a box of homesteading, but there's other tattoos that people I saw this. We met this one girl, and she had like tattoos of bugs. It was like a dung beetle, not dung beetle. What was it? It's a rhinoceros beetle, but it was like them spread out and like showing like the features and stuff. But yeah, I think tattoos are a great way to express ourselves and show like our interests and great conversation starters. So if it starts you talking about like, honestly, my tattoo on my arm has brought up many conversations about why do you have a dandelion? Because like a lot of people will get like pretty flowers, they get like roses and I don't know, pretty flowers, you know, and I'm like, they're like, why do you have a dandelion? And then I explained to like why I have a dandelion, and it's the fact that you can eat every part of it, and it you can make dandelion tea. I made dandelion honey one time, which was awesome, and I put it in my tea and my coffee, and but it's very beneficial. And then you start talking about that, and then growing stuff, and then you get you in the conversation of homesteading and things. I can't tell you how many times just in this new job being around people I've got to bring up homesteading and the fact that I have raised animals and how I how I do it and the fact that I have a YouTube channel and things like that. So it's definitely neat. It's definitely helps out. So if you're like an introvert but you like tattoos, that's a good way. That's a good conversation starter, right? Oh yeah, but Chassie said, "Don't let me down." Yeah, I'm guessing she's talking about going to the livestock and me saying that I'm not going to come back with anything. And I actually don't remember saying I'm not going to come back with anything, but I don't really know what they sell at livestock auctions. Like, do they sell chickens there, or is it like mainly like big stuff like cows and sheep and stuff? Legacy Home and Garden. Hey, really, really, Raquel. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. Like I had a plan of it being like, what does homesteading mean to me, and like breaking out the box. But that was a solid 2 minute talk. uh, but then so now we're just I'm hoping that y'all keep talking and ask me questions, and I can kind of just ramble on. I was talking about tattoos just a minute ago, but one thing we can talk about that is coming up is farm where you live. I know we've brought this up a couple times, and I think it's going to be an awesome event. I now know when, like the time and day I'll be talking, and I will be talking Sunday at 4 o'clock. Um, so that gives me a full like. So we're gonna go up. We tried to have this thing planned where Chastity and Lisa were gonna go up early Friday, and we tried to find an Airbnb up there. They were gonna go up there, have a little girl day, and then Charlie and I were gonna come up Saturday morning, and then we're gonna stay Saturday night. So we're gonna be up there both days. I did uh, opt for a booth. Don't know what I'm gonna do to the booth. Apparently now everybody's talking about decorating for fall on their booth. So I'm guessing I've got to take some pumpkins and do some kind of little fall decor. But I this is my first one. This is my first event, so it's going to be interesting, and I really hope to see people there. And right, yeah, we got to decorate. I don't know. I'm not even sure. Like Charlie was like super prepared for more on homesteading. The last time he had a banner and stuff, and then like y'all talked me into actually doing a talk, and then it was like last minute thing, and so I was just getting back and back and forth with Meg about like what to expect, and she was like, "Do you want a booth?" And at first I said no, and then Charlie was like, "Yeah, you need a booth so people can find you." And then now y'all are talking about decorating, so like maybe there's gonna be hay rides. Like was decoration contest, the homesteading decoration contest. That's what we're gonna have. Whoever has the best booth gets a high five. There's the best prize ever. Yeah, I will be there. Be there both days. So I can't wait. I think it's gonna be a great time. All right, that's the last of the water. You don't have to hear me drink anymore. It's parched. It's very parched. Speaking of water, we're on a well, but and we've never had any issues. But Chastity was talking about possibly like getting some like filtered water, and I was like, we should get a Berkey. Is it worth it? Is a Berkey worth it for the price? I saw they also have like travel Berkeys that you can like carry with you and like get spring water or get like water out of a stream and make it drinkable. You may have seen that, like a travel Berkey. But I don't think there's anything. We've never had it tested. We've been here. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that one of those random conversations. I don't know if you can hear the children running above me right now. If you're just tuning in, I'm in the basement because everybody's running around upstairs, and it was getting too dark for me to be outside. So I was like, "Hey, basement sounds great." Which I did talk one time about since I got my starts on here, setting my basement up as like the man, like my homesteading man room. But also, I talked to Charlie, and then for our podcast, I was like, we should decorate it, and this is where we do our podcast. So I don't know, just a lot of junk down here now. There's a treadmill that Chastity made me get, and it's got boxes on it like every treadmill in anybody's house. We have the kids stuff down here too, and we set up a camera so we could see them. Like if we're upstairs, we could see them playing and stuff. Yeah, so about the well water, like I said, we've never had any issues with it, and I love the well water. I love well water. I will always be on well, as long as I can as long as that's my decision. What are they doing? Um, but like it's weird the difference between like ours and my parents. Like my parents are just up the hill from us, and their well water is like ice. I swear it's like a glacier. They have a glacier well, and it's the most delicious water you've ever put in. It's the high quality H2O for real. Like Bobby Boucher would be proud to have that water in his little tote. Um, Not that our water is bad, it's just not as cold. It doesn't come out ice cold, which is good because then it doesn't take us. It won't have to put so much pressure on our on our water heater to warm up ice cold water. So yeah, but we do. I still know other people who have wells that don't have like bad water either, but they still have the Berkeys. Like what is the why do we need a Berkey, or why do we need filtered water? I've always heard that we need the minerals. The minerals are good for us. So why are we drinking filtered water? So I don't know. That's just so one of those random conversations that just pops into us and stuff. But so yeah, back onto talking about our animals. I was talking about the fence earlier, and how we need to expand the fence. So what the plan is to expand the fence along. Actually, if you I'm looking at the roadway. So this is the house. On this side, we're gonna fence in more area for the chickens and the dogs, and then right past that is a wooded area, and I'm going to run electric wire all the way through that area, and that's where we will raise the pigs to give them more room. I'm kind of thinking of our original little pig area where we had the coonies. It's still standing because I did have to uh, concrete in those posts, so I might use it um, when we do decide to breed the goats. I might use that area as like breeding grounds. So put the goats in there. I got my my boss and the owner of where I work. He has a Nigerian dwarf buck, and he was like, "Yeah, you can definitely use them." And so, good thing about Nigerian dwarfs is the fact that you can just throw him in a dog kennel and you can take him anywhere. So I'm thinking bring him here, let that happen, take him back, and then let the goats have their area. But I don't know. That's some logistics that we'll figure out because I know that Oak and most likely Honey too would have like a panic attack if the goats aren't with them. So um, that'll definitely be one of those touchy feely things where we got to figure out as we go. If not, then when I get a small pig, I'll put a small pig in that small area until I get the woods done, and then we can put the pig in the woods. So yeah, but that's 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 a few steps away. But like I said, just had the piglets, so they might come pretty soon, depending. It all depends. There's always a there's always something. You just never know. But any other stuff going on around here on the homestead? Well, no, not too much actually, because oh, Crystal, that's a that's I think I had talked about it in a video. I'm not sure, but she said, "How's your son's little garden doing?" Well, it could have been it was doing better. It could be doing better, but the fact is that Daddy messed up and got topsoil rather than like garden soil. So when we planted all the carrots, they didn't sprout at all. There was no nutrients in there. So what I did is I then corrected the wrong and put garden soil in there. And then I asked him, I said, "Hey, you want to plant carrots again?" And when I asked him this, we had just got finished putting corn out for the deer. And so he had corn in his hand and he goes, "No, I want to plant corn." I said, "All right, man, that's on you." So we planted corn. So we're waiting to see if it sprouts up. But if it doesn't, then we'll definitely plant some more carrots in there for the fall. But we do my my starts here, which I'm actually just looking at. That's why I nodded my head, like you can see where I'm pointing. I think I didn't talk about it, like super intent. I might not even put that video out. Sometimes I'll film and then I'm like I don't like that, and so I'll do a completely different video. But yeah, but I need to. Oh, the timer for my starts just went off. It kind of scared me. I was like, "What's going on?" But good thing I turned the other lights on. So my starts are doing great, and they are ready to go out. So I need to get them out here soon. It's been difficult for me to kind of find anybody who has like old hay. Most people now are like they're cutting their last hay, and everybody I've talked to is like, "Yeah, no, we sell it like immediately." So I might have a friend, a guy that I work with, who's has property like a couple hours away, and he's like, "Well, next time I go down there, I'll check." So hopefully, but I did get one like not square bale. Yeah, it was like I guess it's square bale, but it's rectangle. One bale from my buddy Casey, and it was like almost like it was so old that it was almost soil. So I've got that out there now, and that's where we're planting the our starts. So yeah, like Raquel said, her garden space looks like blocked in the rain. That is true. I have not touched my garden in a while, other than putting that straw bale down. I need to. I got my loofahs are doing good. They're still like flourishing, and so I've got a couple on there that are about ready to be pulled off. I pulled two more off a couple weeks ago, and then the okra's done. The okra, it's basically right now it's just drying out, and I'll keep some of the seeds, so that needs to be cut down. My beans definitely are done, and I'm actually gonna rethink how I laid it out and redo some of my beds, because where I did my trellis, where I grew my cucumbers, I didn't really like how that worked out. So I'm gonna move that and then do something different where I do that. But that'll be before spring. Fall garden, I'm not gonna put too much into the fall. Chastity did say she wanted to do some broccoli, but I just don't. I haven't started it, so I'll have to get that started and we'll get it in. I know we're a little late on that, but we still got from we still got our cabbage, Brussels, and collards. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. Uh, I had to move them, and then I forgot which ones were which. So I've got to go back and watch my own video to what color pot I put which one in. And so, hello, Stella. Yeah. So that's I I I have all the best intentions in being like organized, and then it just like as soon as I go to start doing it, I don't have something I need. Like I didn't have my little clips, little clothespins, so I could write on them. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll just remember this color pot is my oak is the cabbage, and this color pot is this. Yeah, I didn't do so well because I didn't remember. It. I, I, I need to watch my own video about writing stuff down. Isn't that right, y'all? Practice what you preach. Crystal, put mine to bed for the winter here and sorting tomatoes that I stripped today while watching you live. Your live. Oh, cool. Yeah. Uh, like I said, I'm not gonna do too much in the garden. I'm gonna let it rest, just because I put a lot of wood chips down, and how they got taken over by the grass. And just kind of like let grass grow through. So I'm gonna let it go, and then I'm gonna figure out a new little configuration. I'm gonna try some new things. I think I'm just gonna let the grass grow in my rows, and then I'll work on having not my rows, but like my walking rows, and then I'll actually work on my growing rows, and I'm getting like some first cuts and things from a sawmill, and then and doing like a slightly raised bed. So I don't want a tall raised bed, but it'll just have like a border and do that. So I've got a lot of work that I need to do in it, and I mean I've got time, but also I'm a procrastinator, and so I need to start soon. And unfortunately, that's how it goes. And sometimes I'll wake up and be like, you know what, let's do this, and then I'll have to make it work because I wasn't prepared. That's actually how. No, no, it's almost how the chicken coop got set up. Was I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna do a hoop house, and then I was like, crap, I don't have anything to do it with. So then we had to go. Took like extra 2 days because we had to go find all the material. But luckily, my wife's grandfather had panels. I wish he had some more panels, and I want to make some more hoop houses. I want to do a hoop house greenhouse, and but I don't have any panels, and I don't want to buy the panels because they are outrageous right now. So that's I got so many plans, and I do want to build another chicken tractor because I'd like to do 50 of our own birds instead of splitting it with someone. But 50 birds in that one tractor was too much, and it stunted them. I was reading Joel Salatin's book, Pasture Poultry Profit. I think poultry one of those three words are in the title, and he was talking about like you can stunt them by having too many in there, which yeah, it definitely happened. So I want to make another chicken tractor, and then that way I can do double the birds and move them around. We got the space for it. So also I was thinking too, I might try growing. I've got like a little spot that I was watching oh, what's his name? Epic Gardener or Gardening. I can't whatever. Um and he was like growing wheat in his little area. So I was like, dude, I want to grow some wheat. So I started looking at some einkorn wheat, and so I got a little spot that I might try growing my own wheat, and then make it, using it for flour and bread and whatnot. So yeah, so I've got a lot of want to do's, but I need to make like a vision board and like prioritize, because the fence for the animals is big priority. It was supposed to happen already. Um, so it hasn't yet. Things just, life gets the best of you. And then of course you start having other plans, and then you change your plans and things like that. So yeah, Michael, turning two trampolines into a chicken coop. Are you saying that's what you're doing? Because I took um I did I think, yeah, I did the homestead um tour at the Carmichael farm, and he did that. He used trampoline that's basically, he didn't cut it in half, but he used the two halves up on end and then made little areas. But I did use my one trampoline. I flipped it upside down, and then that's where I call my bachelor pad. That's where Cujo and Thor are right now. And so I got a buddy who actually just moved. I think we're gonna like chicken sit chicken sit, yeah, for him, and till they can build a little coop and stuff. So I'm gonna have his hens here, and then he's got a rooster, so I'm gonna put the rooster in there with the bastards and whatnot. But and then a girl I work with, she wants me, Michael. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Yeah, that works out pretty good too. The trampoline. That's what he said. But I got also have a girl I work with who wants me to hatch some silky chicks for her. So I'm 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 really starting to try to figure out how I can make some money here and there by doing some things, like what will work best for me. And we've got that little incubator that was sent to us, and so I might try. If I can get some Farrah Rutherford, she's gonna let me borrow her rooster, her silky rooster, and I've got a silky hen, and so I'm gonna do that. I mean, that's gonna be interesting. I also looked up how to grow crickets because where I work, we sell crickets, and they get sold very quickly. And apparently, it's pretty easy to grow crickets. So I'm gonna try to grow some crickets. I'm not gonna do worms because if I do worms, I'm gonna do worms like for us and for the castings. But I'm not gonna try to grow worms for selling because I was talking to a guy who actually does it, and he didn't tell me this to like try to deter me from doing it, but he was telling me that like you need a huge setup and cover because you don't want to get rainy because they'll crawl right out, and you don't want to get it wet, too wet. And like he was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, oh dang, like okay, I'm gonna stick to crickets first. I'm gonna try to grow some crickets, and then that way, if the crickets don't work out, that's a good snack for the chickens. So I can use it two ways. I can sell them for fish bait, or I can just make cool chicken snacks. Yeah. But that's it. Like I said, I got a lot of plans. I just got to prioritize and get it situated. Well, like I said, the number one priority is doing the fence because the chickens, I mean, are fine, but the dogs definitely need some more room to run, and it wouldn't hurt to have more room for the chickens. That way they're not just it's like just a dusty, desolate ground out there right now. So it'd be nice to get them on let them have some good grass to graze on and eat bugs and whatnot. So, but I'm still like I said, in the process of using like all of our land, and so that way that way I feel when the time comes and it's time to move to more land, I know that we've used this land to the best of our ability, and that I know that when we move to another spot, it's for the right reasons. It's not just to be like, oh, I want more land to have more land. I know I'm going to use it and stuff. My heart cries. Yeah, I will be careful. I'm going to keep them in containers. And yeah, I've read like keep bricks on them and stuff. Not like they're going to push out, but they'll find a ways. They will find ways. But I think I'm less worried about the crickets eating my garden. I'm more worried of like them being inside, and then I got to deal with the wife being like, "Why are there crickets everywhere?" Because that wouldn't be fun. Like even though like sleeping to the sound of crickets is nice, but having them inside your house is not. Michael, actually, when I was younger, we actually did grow mealworms. My dad had a whole little mealworm set up. It was pretty cool to watch them start out as like little beetles, and then, or start as the little worms and turn to little beetles and things like that. And the whole process and having them in wood chips. But the I want to do something where like I know I can get a. I know people will buy mealworms, but I know that I could sell the crickets to my work because he's already told me that I could do it. So that's one reason I'm gonna do it. Herbert? Do I still get spent grain for the chickens? I have not had spent grain for a while, and I have contacted my buddy's brewery, and it's mainly just because things for them. This is this like it's a slow season. This is when things start to slow down, so they're not brewing as much. But he did assure me that he'll have some soon. So I'm hoping here in the next week or two, because I'm telling you, like it having the spent grain and the fact that it was free was a godsend, because prices on everything are just ridiculous. So yeah, so I'm waiting on that. And I mean, the thing is too, I was sharing it with people, so they also enjoyed it. So it's just kind of it hasn't just impacted myself; it's impacted a couple of us. And still, it says we built a nice big fence for the dogs and start on the horse fencing tomorrow. It's hard work. The snow and ice when it's done. Yeah, I Chastity would be adjusted if horses because that's her big thing is that she's like I definitely want horses whenever we move. So again with the land, I want to make sure that we use every bit that we can use fully, and then that way when we do move and we get more land, and then we know exactly what we need to do and how to do it, and we'll have the property for horses, and that'll be her thing. I'm actually scared of horses. Horses, you just can't tell what they're thinking. I've never been like a huge horse fan. So, um, I mean, like horses are cool, but it's just they're just not my cup of tea. I like dogs because they wag their tail. They let you know. Oh, you said horse, but it's for cows. Oh, okay. You just get the horse hide. I got you. I got that's cool. I mean, but still, you should get you a horse. If you've got the fence for the horse, get a horse too. But yeah, I do want cows. Like I said, I was at a roost and refuge earlier today, cutting grass and just watching their cows and watching watching them milk and stuff. It's awesome. I can't wait. Can't even if I could just like get like one cow, and I could probably do like one cow on this property. Again, I need the fencing, but also I would have to feed it a lot, and then the spent grain could actually come in handy there too, because I was talking to oh, what's her name? Is it? I'm not even gonna butcher it. I mean, it's not a hard name. I just don't remember. It. But the Honeystead, Kaylee. I don't know. Okay, the Honeystead. I talked to her before I even got the spent grain because Jess told me that she used it. And I was like, "Do you feed your cows?" And she said, "Yeah." So I could feed the cows some spent grain, or the cow, the bull. I don't know, whatever it would be. But yeah, I want to grow some meat. My heart cries while planning what you want to do on your land. Keep in mind the agricultural exceptions you can get to save on purpose. Yeah, I already know that. I'm got to get the what's it called? That South Carolina. I don't know. It's like a tax exempt card that we can get whenever we buy like feed and things like that. I have enough. Like if I had 5 acres in South Carolina, I could get a agriculture exempt for the land. But right now, all I can get is like tax break on feed and anything for the actual farm. So I got to get that little card. All it is like filling out some paperwork. Still, your husband wants a horse eventually. Now, I mean, hey, that's a good thing too. Is looking like you said, he wants a horse soon. So that's why you're using the horse fence height, and so like planning that is pretty smart because it hate to be too low, and then you have to either redo it or add to it or figure. I'm not an expert on horses, so I don't know what you would have to do on fence. I'm not even sure. So, but that's a good planning forward. Crystal Curtis Taylor. I don't understand. Maybe that's not to me. But yeah, but yeah, that's one thing too. I want to do is make sure that the things that we are doing, like when we first got this house, the fencing we have in the backyard where all the animals are, we didn't plan on having the animals, so we have that like that 2x4 welded wire fencing, so it stretches. So yeah, the skate card, Herbert, that's right. Um, and so it stretches. So now the goats are like, it's still holding up really well, but it's eventually going to not hold up, and they're going to get out. So when we do add, the plan is to use the the I don't know what kind of wire it's called, but it's like a 4x4 square, but it's not welded wire. It's like twisted wire, and do it like that because it's sturdier and better. So that's the kind of wire we use when we do it. And then I'll put all the animals into the new fencing, and then I will also work on redoing the backyard fencing because it's still going to be used for them. Still going to have like the two paddocks because I'm not going to try to move that goat barn like down the hill. Yeah, no. So still going to let them use that area. Legacy Home Garden said to do it the skate card because it helps. Yeah. No, like I said, I want to. All I do is just fill out some paperwork. So I just gotta quit procrastinating and do it. And and then I can. It used to not be like that. They used to just ask you, right? I know. Every time I would go up to like, there's a place up the road from us called Prices. Every time I'd go up there and get something, they were like, "Is this for a farm or is this for decoration?" Like when I get hay and stuff, which it blows my mind. I'll finish this story first. And so I would tell them, and they're like, okay, so I'll tell them it's for the animals. So then they would, and then so they would take the text off. And so then, yeah, talking about the straw. I was up at a hardware place, and they were selling pumpkins. Like they had this little pumpkin patch over there, and they were selling straw bales for like $3 more there than like at the feed store because I know, listen, nothing against decorating, but like I'm not gonna pay you $12 for a rectangle bale of straw just because I want to put a pumpkin on it and it looks good. Like, and people are buying them. That's just ridiculous. But I'm not one to step on somebody's business, so I wasn't gonna be like, yo, you go down the road and get it for get it for cheaper because then they'd buy up all the stuff I need, and then I wouldn't be able to get it, and then I'd have to buy the $12 one just for you know But the good thing is too is talk to your when it comes down to when the season's over and when October ends, talk to your neighbors about those bales of hay. They'll just want to get rid of them, and then boom. So that's what I'm waiting on. I got a neighborhood right up the road from me, and all those houses are going to have them. So I'm about to stock up, be good. You just want them out. So yeah, but I am glad that it's getting cooler. These days have been nice. It feels nice to be able to wear like to. I don't have to wear like a jacket, but like it feels nice to be able to wear a jacket because I've always been like a hoodie fan. Like hoodie weather, and just throw a light coat on and it's like nice and cool outside. Nothing. And then having fires, it smells. For some reason, like smoke air like lingers in the air longer when it's cool outside, and it's just the smell is beautiful. And I'm so glad we have wood burning fireplace, so we can have a nice little fire. And I hear the crackle. The only problem with that is like getting up and poking it, but you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. It's like all that pumpkin spice stuff. You know what? It's one of those things you gotta fight through, and you do it. You know, having having that wood smell, it's nice. I might. Is it what? You know what? I might. No, we didn't get any wood. That's another thing I gotta do too. I did not prepare wood. Um, Last year, my uncle cut down a bunch of trees, so we picked up wood from him. And my dad has a bunch of wood from a pecan tree cut down. So I just got to get the splitter over here. It's been sitting, so it's nice and seasoned. So it'll be nice. It's good dry wood. So I got to get the log splitter over here and split some wood so we can make some fires. And I'm gonna tell you what, the pecan wood smells so good when it burns. It's good for cooking, but it's delightful whenever it's when you're burning it in the house and stuff too. So, but I feel like I've pretty much I don't have much to talk about anymore. So I think we're gonna end here. I appreciate you listening to me like just ramble on, and thank you for talking to me because that was great. That definitely made it easier. But maybe next time I'll just call it live, like live 3, instead of making it trying to have like a point. Unless I have somebody with me, like I might just have somebody with me. I'll just be like surprised. You just never know with me. It's one of those planned, unplanned things that I'm just gonna I'll be talking, and then bam, there'll be somebody here with me. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me this evening. Thank y'all again for talking to me and sending me some questions. So definitely, definitely, definitely helped out. So toodaloo.